All right, it is Hello Again Wednesday, number 49, and I just want to thank everyone who's joining me at whatever time frame that you are listening to this and or watching this segment of Hello Again Wednesday. I always appreciate your support by following and watching and clicking and sharing the videos along with your friends and others that you know. Um, and that is even if you like the video or don't like the video. I read as best as what I can all the responses and even reply to those response each and every one of those responses with either a click of some sort or even a little tag along of reply back with words. And so I'm always glad to do that. So thanks for being a part of Hello Again Wednesday, number 49. I want to first of all thank you for all your prayers and hugs that came my way, especially since last Wednesday, as that segment, I made the announcement of my back surgery, which was to take place the next day. All of that went well, and it was a big shout out to, and a big hug out, and a big smile to, and a big recommendation to Long Beach Memorial Hospital, or also known, I believe, as Miller Memorial Hospital in Long Beach. Just kind of a coincidence of the name there, but just a great staff. On the fourth floor. I was on the west wing of the fourth floor in that hospital. I was there before in July, and some of the same staff took care of me the 2 nights that I was there this past week, and they did a great job. Very happy. Such nice nurses and nursing staff that was there. And so I give a big thank you to them for the many little cups of applesauce that gave me extra, and the juice boxes of cranberry juice. In fact, I came home to with my loving wife, Connie, who picked me up from the hospital on Saturday, and a couple days later, shopping for groceries. I look in the refrigerator, and there's a big bottle of Ocean Spray cranberry juice. My wife loves me. So the question of today is, how do you love everyone that is not like you? Since July 25th, as a pastor, I've been focusing on the words of Jesus specifically and the results that come from those words. At some point in time, I realized that, or I'm affirmed, I guess I should say, that those teachings that are true life-changing applications of Jesus's words and results. They're life-changing morals, life-changing life for a better people in a better world. Is there any greater person to look at how to love those that are nowhere near like you than Jesus? That is a kind of a simple question to me. There is no greater person to look at in the things that he said or did that gives great example of how and what to do. If you notice in this segment, when I put it all together at the end, I'm pausing here for a sec. Man, people have been coming in and out. I'm at the house recuperating, and so and in that, they're coming in and out. So I'm pausing and then starting again, and pausing and starting again. That's this. I'm going to try this and see what this looks like. So, is there a greater person than Jesus? No, there isn't. That was an easy answer, but let's look at some of the things of my thoughts. Let's face it. No one is like us or you individually. And I said to be a little funny, but no one is as good as me, or no one is thinking like me, or no one even compares to me. That in my head for half a second is funny, but it really is not funny. What it does is, I guess I use the word funny to bring this to me, that it points to me, Brent, how are you really well, it makes me look at people differently. How do I love someone who is completely against me? How do I love someone who is completely the opposite of me? And so for some of you, love might be too strong of a word. And I'm sorry for that. I hope your mindset changes, but because there's more to it. Maybe that's a whole nother segment. But so let's dumb it down a little. Let's say, because it's an easy thought. Because besides love, some of you don't even like other people that are different than you. This morning I was or over the past couple of days, especially, I was kind of looking over articles and other segments and other postings, and you just find such this past week is just terrible with um, lies that are being said. I've had lies spoken to me just within the last couple of weeks where I have bitten my tongue because I just want to say that's a bold-faced lie. I mean, you're asking me to do something with a lie. And so it's not just in what you read and see and hear on TV or radio or whatever. It's in real life, and it's taken place. It seems a little bit more heavy this week, as I'm looking at some things. And so when I see those things that influence others, and that's a whole nother thought process, because I was looking at some controversy that's taken place, that some comedian said something, and it's a life changer of the world, and you should be more responsible. I mean, there's so much stuff that's going on with that, and I'm not going that route, but it did make me begin to look at, okay, are we lying to ourselves to cover up our true identity of how we view or how we accommodate or how we function around other people? We seem to sometimes, like in today's society, we turn on each other like wolves, saying to their face, I got your back. But in reality, what you really mean is, I have the knife ready to stab you in the back. I will turn on you in a heartbeat. What was once a common dignity or a common livelihood or any of that begins to get labeled as privileged, and I will rip that out from under you immediately. Quote, you're fired. You said something 10 years ago, and even though your life completely has changed and that you show in the results of the way you live now, that has completely changed from your thought processes of 10 years ago, even though that is changed because you did it 10 years ago, you're fired. This is what's taking place today. You made fun of a marginalized group. And I wonder which groups are marginalized, because when we begin to look at ourselves, everyone is marginalized. You look at everyone a different way and you put them in a category. And I know I'm put into a category. You know what? And we do that, or they do that, or people do that, or society does that, or media does that, or they have even condemned, they say churches do that. This is the thought process. So you're all fired. You don't accept the beliefs and the functions of any of these groups, you're fired. The list goes on and on how we separate ourselves from one another. I've said you're fired, but it could easily mean, I'm going to rip everything out from under you, everything that you could consider a privilege. And this now includes, ready? It includes your banking. It includes your groceries. It includes your entertainment. It includes everything that you valued in life through the past years of your life. I'm going to rip that out from under you until you bow to my control. All of that being said, ready, has probably triggered thoughts. At least I hope it's triggered thoughts within your mind. Yet, to me, all it does is prove that we're all different. And now I'm back to the question. So how do we love one another? How do we care for one another? I tell you what, I was talking about Jesus being this example, and I'm not going into any details or anything like that. You check out our church website and stuff like that, or our church Facebook page, or I'd be glad to go into detail, but not at this moment. I will say this: I've not come across a piece of scripture that shows where Jesus began to do all the sinful things that we know of as against God in this world, and that actually surrounded him just like it surrounds us today. He didn't go into doing any of that stuff as he gathered with other people. And if anyone was different, it would have been him. If anyone was considered not like other people, it would have been him. Yet at the same time, he came down as a human being from heaven to show us that he too can have the results of love, have the result of care, have a result of compassion. And then the list then goes on and on without compromise. So this probably is one of the hardest questions for a Hello Again Wednesday segment. A question that I posed on how do you love everyone else that is different than you? Let me know in your comments. Let me know in your responses. I will always try to click and respond back with you. But I do love to hear it. Please allow me to share them if you would. It's a great thing to do. If you could do it in love, that would be great. Again, I want to thank you for your prayers and your hugs and your thoughts as I continue to recover with my back surgery. In fact, Connie, she was one of the pauses that I did as she came in from her physical therapy. Santa remind me, Brent, don't do this, don't do that. And I'm not supposed to be sitting in this hard chair very long. It does seem long, and it is I feel it. But thank you for your prayers and hugs. Please continue to do them as I recover from my back surgery. It was, just to be specific, it was a huge cut. This is my second one. I had one in July on the top, and this one was more extensive. It was down on the lower part of my back concerning vertebrae 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. And it was just a major cleanup, I hope, of bringing me to less pain. It won't be complete, but I'm hoping for less. It included about 20 staples in my back right now. And they are on the verge of, besides the numbness and the pain and the stabbing, they're starting to have a little bit of itch. Okay. No group is ever left out. If you want to see a place where you can go to learn to love others that are way different than you, go to church. Our Bible study today is at 4 p.m. Pastor Mark is continuing to lead us through the book of Ezekiel and just how the prophet was telling people what God had for them. Okay, in the book of Ezekiel, that's Pastor Mark leading us in that at 4 p.m. There is a Zoom link. I even have a Zoom link because I'm not going physically. I look forward to being on. That's my goal. Yesterday was a little tough. I didn't even eat lunch. Kind of came in late in the afternoon. Brent, did you even eat? No, I had slept. And that's part of, I'm doing a lot of walking. Short distances, but a lot of walking. And man, you will be surprised how much it takes out of you. But anyways, enough of that. So check out a church near you. Be prepared to love others that are way different than you, and then see what God does. I am so glad you joined me for Hello Again Wednesday. Hello Again Wednesday, number 45, and I will see you next week.